What's going on, people? It's your boy charlieinthebox, the patriotic miscreant, and it was once said, if the freedom of speech is ever taken away, dumb and silent like sheep, we will be led to slaughter. That was a quote by George Washington. And today, if you guys ain't heard by now, Alex Jones over there, InfoWars, has been deplatformed on social media site giants like Apple, iCloud, his podcast, YouTube with all his videos, Facebook, Twitter, and Spotify. They took all this man's work down simultaneously on the exact same day. That's racketeering. But it isn't just the social media sites that want him deplatformed and want him shut up. It's the United States government themselves too.
As of just a short time ago, and I'm talking about when this meeting started, on Twitter, if you clicked on the hashtag NYC terrorist attack, which is, quote, trending, marked with a red button saying, quote, live, the top tweet links to an InfoWars story with the headline, Imam, I warned de Blasio about New York City terror. He was too busy bashing Trump. This is a real-time example of when we talk about this information being weaponized. How quickly can you act, and what's your responsibility to set the record straight so that the people who saw this know that it's fake news, and at least at some point in time it can't keep spreading like some sort of virus through the legitimate world.
And with the help of the media.
Yeah, this happened very quickly over the past 24 hours. It seems to really have been prompted perhaps by Apple. Apple last night removed the entire library of Alex Jones's podcasts from their store. And then we've seen throughout the day actually, tech platforms just basically remove Alex Jones from their websites. After Apple removed the podcast, then Facebook came out this morning, and actually really early in the morning, and they said that they had unpublished InfoWars and other pages associated with Alex Jones.
Yeah.
And then YouTube, which had previously issued some sort of suspension effectively where they couldn't live stream, decided to remove their YouTube page altogether. And now we're just kind of seeing other tech platforms, small ones even, just dissociate with Alex Jones.
So Alex Jones is an opposing force to the mainstream media, and he needs to be silenced. When they went and took him down from all these social media sites, he asked his followers to say, hey man, get some posters and go put them up in community. And what do you think I did? He told the people, said, hey man, I need you guys to share these articles over there on your social media sites. And what do you think I did? See, even if you don't agree with somebody's content, what you need to understand, you must even guard your enemies from oppression. Even though I like his content and I like his information, well, I just think it's my God-given duty to uphold this United States Bill of Rights. I understand eventually it's going to come knocking on my door. Well, I Googled myself recently and I came across a letter authored on August 23rd, 2017. Found it like 3 weeks ago. And it was addressed to Chief Jerry Dyer and City Council. It was authored by Aubrey Connor. And she said that she had some concerns about Fresno P.D.'s Special Investigations Bureau Criminal Investigations Unit. They had a demonstration log that they were gathering information about community organizations and private citizens without any criminal intent. These people did nothing to break the law, so they have no reason to be monitoring and watching them at everything they're doing. And as I went and read this article, at the bottom of page 2, they list 5 examples of it. And if you look at example number 4, there's your boy, charlieinthebox, the patriotic miscreant. It came knocking to me at my front door. What government entity can I call that says, look, they're doing something that's against the United States Bill of Rights? Who's gonna defend me? It's my obligation to do that. It's my obligation to defend the United States Bill of Rights. These people that we've elected that trample on it, it's our obligation to get those people out of office and put people that best represent our values. But what are Americans' values nowadays? Today they brainwashed American people to think that 2 men could marry and 2 women. They brainwashed American people today to believe they can self-identify whatever they want. That's brainwashing. Let me say, if you've been brainwashed, America, what was your opinion about Donald Trump 5 years ago? What would you have said about him 5 years ago? And what do you say about him now? If you have a lot of animosity, hate to him right now, you've been brainwashed by the mainstream media. They use us as useful idiots. And today, they're silencing Christians, conservatives, the NRA, congressmen that are Republicans, and anybody that stands for God and country. Anybody that's a naturalist. Why do you think they use all the propaganda in the media for people to hate Trump? They tell the American people today that if you voted for Trump, Trump is hate, and that you want to break up families. Well, let me explain a little bit to you guys. If you get pulled over and you're drinking and driving, you have your kids in the car, are you going to be able to take your children to jail with you? No, they separate the children from the frickin' criminal. They do that to us, so why can't we do that to them? Come on, you see, they're playing games on you, they're doing mind tricks. They hope that the American people stay in a beta state of mind, and a sleep-like psychosis, mind fog. Because when you start to critically think and you start questioning the narrative, well, they don't want you to find that information. They don't want you going to InfoWars. They don't want you sharing that information over there on Twitter and Facebook and all their platforms. When they're aligned with the communist Chinese government, you know if you're gay in China today, they'll lock you up and kill you and put you in internment camps. You know if you're a Christian or a Buddhist, and even some Muslims, moderate Muslims right now are in internment camps over there in China today. You think you have the freedom of speech? Google is teamed up with the communist Chinese government, and they're putting a search engine together that just total censorship. They're using it right now in China, and they're doing it to Americans. That's why some of our Republican congressmen are standing president, and Christians and patriots like ourselves, our content isn't getting shared with all our followers. I recently put out a video. If you guys didn't watch it, it was a guy taking down a Trump flag. And I put it on LiveLeak, because I use the platform of LiveLeak and YouTube. LiveLeak, that video is over 40,000 views. The exact same video on YouTube is at 85, because there's all the shadow banning going on over there. You see the difference? How do over here at YouTube in the past 1 year I got over 500 new subscribers, but my videos never go over 100 because they're shadow banning me over there. See, people have to really understand the tricks and the games that we played within our government today. And it's our right and our obligation as Americans to uphold the United States Constitution. It's our responsibility at this point in time that we as citizens do the right thing. But they know exactly what they're doing. Why do you think they took God out of the picture? Because when you take God out of the picture and you let government in its place, the people will submit to everything. They know your faith in God will trump whatever government tells you, because you know right from wrong and you side on the side of reason. There's an article came out that says, government versus God. When government gets so big, people have less faith in God. Well, it's true. Look at, people are getting food stamps, WIC, welfare, free education, free healthcare now, immigrants' rights. Why do people ever need to go and pray to God for them when government's giving them all these types of things? These are all freaking tools of the devil. The lies, the distraction, think you're gonna get something from nothing. Well, I just ask you guys to question everything. Alex Jones said, I need you guys to share the information. If they're censoring us, share it. That's why I do the videos that I do. That's why when I read these articles, if you guys go to my Facebook page, you go to my Twitter page, you guys see the articles that I'm reading, the stuff that I'm talking about on my podcast. Go to Spreaker.com, you can see my podcast. That's why it's all the information that I know what's going on in our country today and what's going on in the world. I understand what's going on in America today. And I see that the people just aren't being told the truth. They're being lied to. But eventually, America, when ignorance and apathy run out, what do you got to stand on? You're not going to be standing on solid ground. You'll be sitting on your knees and living in fear. Fear is an attribute of slaves. And let me ask you a question. Do you fear your government? So if you're not going to do everything in power to restore life, liberty, and this country, you're going to do everything in power to destroy all three. Charlie Box, the patriotic miscreant, and I'm out.
Hello there. Watch Charlie in the Box before he's sent to a re-education camp.